Yahoo Fantasy Baseball, the Tucson Toros League, has concluded its 2010 season, its championship week, and it's come to a close, week 25 in the Yahoo Fantasy Baseball season. Now, week 25 actually spanned over 14 days from September 20th to October 3rd, so keep in mind the stats here were inflated because they played 2 weeks to settle the scores for the championship, 3rd place, 7th place, and 9th place. And let's now dig in and take a look at how things shook out and who claimed the Tucson Toros 2010 Yahoo Fantasy Baseball Championship. Twice as Nice defeats Jimmy Dugan to win the title 7-3. This was a rematch from the 2009 championship with a reverse ending as Twice as Nice finally defeats Dugan in a championship. 7-3 was the final. Battle remained close in nearly every category until the final weekend. Actually up until Saturday, when Twice as Nice was able to pull away in a couple of categories, as Dugan was going to have to win this one 6-4 to have any shot, and it became pretty clear going into Sunday that Dugan was not going to be able to pull it off. Multiple players in this battle were used by both teams, including Danny Valencia, Edison Volquez, and Wade Davis. Pitchers especially wound up being employed by both owners at some point throughout the 14-day period. Twice as Nice winds up sweeping the offense 5-0. Dugan takes pitching 3-2. Twice as Nice actually took the average category on the final day as Dugan's offense hit a disappointing 0.83 on Sunday to cough up the average category when all was said and done. Twice's championship MVP, Carl Crawford. 4 home runs, 10 RBIs, 9 runs, 4 stolen bases, and a .315 average, the epitome of a 5-star athlete. Mike Stanton for Twice as Nice also chipped in 2 homers, 9 RBIs, 8 runs, and a .346 average, plus individual performances from Adam Dunn with 3 homers, 10 RBIs, and 4 runs, and Buster Posey, who had 4 homers, 6 RBIs, and 7 runs for the surging San Francisco Giants. Twice also had some unusually beneficial performances from Mike Aviles with 3 stolen bases, Robinson Cano and Aramis Ramirez with 7 RBIs each. 9 players for Twice as Nice had stolen bases, 10 players hit homers. For Dugan, the offense was defined by Jose Bautista with 5 home runs, 10 RBIs, and 9 runs. This man may have been the MVP of the matchup had Dugan not wound up losing every offensive category. Only 7 players for Dugan hit homers to Twice as Nice's 9. Only 3 of those managed multiple homers. Only 5 players had stolen bases. Disappointing performances for Dugan from Miguel Montero, who had just 1 run with a .174 average. Danny Valencia with just 2 runs. And Austin Jackson with a .208 average despite being one of the top hitting rookies in the league. Also Ryan Howard, the source of power for Dugan, shut off this week. Howard only had 1 home run throughout the 14-day period. Pitching is what defined this battle, though. An amazing battle using the add drop strategy. It was a daily marathon between these two teams. Twice as Nice wound up employing 31 pitchers, while Dugan used 33 pitchers. Dugan edged Twice as Nice 15-14 in the wins category. Twice as Nice only lost the wins category once during the regular season, so this was quite a feat for Dugan. And then saves went 8-7 in favor of Dugan. Dugan also took the Ks category by just 14 Ks. The lone pitcher between both owners to pick up 2 victories this week, or within the 2-week period, was Jonathan Sanchez. 2 wins, 17 Ks, and a 1.62 ERA for Jimmy Dugan. Dugan also got saves from 5 different closers to take that category. Twice as Nice only had saves from 3 different closers. But breaking it down, Twice as Nice had the much better performances from his pitchers, and Dugan was able to outlast by employing more and getting more bang for the buck. 33 pitchers for Dugan, 14 of them earned wins, only 4 though with double-digit Ks, only 8 with an ERA under 2, and only 4 had a whip under 1, while Twice as Nice, using 2 less pitchers, 31 pitchers, had 14 earned wins, so same amount of wins out of 2 less pitchers. Had 5 pitchers with double-digit Ks, including Colby Lewis, who had a win, 20 Ks, and a 0.89 whip. But then here's where the difference was. 16 of the 31 pitchers used had an ERA under 2 to Dugan's 8, and Twice as Nice had 14 pitchers with a whip under 1. to Dugan's 4. So, despite the fact that Dugan was able to take 3 out of 5 on the pitching side, the pitchers performed better for Twice as Nice throughout the 14-day period. So, Twice as Nice is your league champion. So, congratulations to Brad and Danny for picking up the victory as owners of Twice as Nice and picking up victory over the team that beat them in the 2009 season. So, very satisfying victory, I'm sure, and very, very impressive season for the Twice as Nice squad from start to finish. Moving to the third place match, the Grassy Knoll takes down AZ Padres 7-3. Knoll takes third place in the league for the second straight year, while AZ Padres fails to win a postseason matchup after going into the postseason with a bye and the number 2 seed. Knoll took the offense 4-1 and then pitching 3-2. 5 of the battles, though, were fairly close. On offense, Knoll took runs 60-59 and RBIs 58-56. And then won the average category by .003 over the 14-day period. Knoll's MVP was Miguel Cabrera with 4 homers, 8 RBIs, 9 runs, and a .385 average. Knoll had 9 players hit homers and 7 players hit 300 or better. Neil Walker also chipped in 10 runs and 8 RBIs. For AZ Padres, though, perhaps the game's MVP was Juan Pierre, 13 runs, 10 stolen bases, and a .326 average. AZ Padres took stolen bases in a runaway with 5 players earning stolen bases to Knoll's 2 stolen bases total. AZ Padres had 6 players hit homers. None of those hit more than 2. Adrian Gonzalez had 2 homers, 4 RBIs, 5 runs, but a .190 average over the 14-day period. Also disappointing averages from Ben Zobrist, who hit .188. Adrian Beltre hit .205. Paul Konerko hit .212. Chase Headley hit .167. On the pitching side, Knoll had 2 wins each from Dan Herron and John Danks over the 14-day period, with 5 saves from Carlos Marmol and 5 more from Brian Wilson. 5 pitchers for Knoll were in double-digit Ks, including Carlos Marmol, who had the 5 saves, 14 Ks, and a 0 ERA. A brilliant performance out of the bullpen for Marmol to close out the season. AZ Padres countered with Chad Billingsley's 1 win and 28 Ks with an 0.98 whip. 5 pitchers were in double-digit Ks for AZ Padres, including Trevor Cahill, who had 2 wins and 16 Ks. So Grassy Knoll takes third and claims a bronze trophy for the second straight season. The 7th place matchup, the Consolation Bracket Championship, was decided as number 7 Koufax's Revenge took down number 8 Otis and the Drunks 5-4-1 in a close one. Both teams wound up holding serve throughout the consolation bracket and finishing exactly where they were ranked. Koufax, with the victory, improves on the 2009 11th place finish that this team picked up last year. So, very impressive season for Koufax's Revenge, and a very impressive rookie start for Otis and the Drunks, their first season in the league. Otis took the offense 3-2. Koufax took pitching 3-1-1. These teams split the win category 5-5. On the offensive side, much more impressive performances from individual players for Otis. Curtis Granderson with 5 homers, 13 RBIs, and 7 runs. Also Vernon Wells with 4 homers, 10 RBIs, 6 runs, and a .311 average. And Rajay Davis, 5 RBIs, 9 runs, 6 stolen bases, and a .412 average. Otis had 8 players with 5 or more runs, 4 players with 3 or more homers, and 6 players with 5 or more RBIs. Unfortunately, the disappointment for Otis was Jorge Posada with just a run, an RBI, and a .111 average. Ones are wild for Posada over the 2-week period. Koufax used just 9 players on the offensive side, had the injured Tyler Colbin in the lineup. He's probably best known for having a punctured lung from a baseball bat. He did not perform in the last 2 weeks of the season. Koufax had 8 players hit homers. None of those hit more than 2. Did win the average category with very impressive batting averages. 5 players hit over 300 for the week, including John Buck, who hit .389 with 2 homers, 6 RBIs, and 8 runs. Julio Barbone hit .333 for the week with 6 RBIs, 8 runs, and 3 stolen bases. Koufax had 8 players with 5 or more RBIs and 5 players with 5 or more runs. On the pitching side, though, Koufax had the brilliant Roy Halladay with 2 wins, 9 Ks, a 1.69 ERA, and an .069 whip. Koufax also had impressive performances from Edwin Jackson with a win and 18 Ks, and Anibal Sanchez with a win and 19 Ks. Koufax winds up winning the saves category in an upset 2-1. was the saves final in this very unimpressive saves battle. Otis, 5 pitchers picked up victories, 5 with double-digit Ks. Justin Verlander with a win and 21 Ks to go with an 081 whip. The lone save for Otis, Hisunori Takahashi with a save, also a win, and a team best 1.23 ERA. And in the 9th place matchup, Derek Lowe equals Cheater, the number 11 seed going in, defeats the number 12 seed, the Metropolitans, 6-4 in a tight battle. Cheater took 4 of 5 on offense, Mets took pitching 3-2. Everything was pretty close except for that batting average category where Cheater absolutely dominated. 6 players hit 300 or better over the 14-day period for a team average of 314. Victor Martinez hit 415, Jose Lopez hit 364, and Ryan Zimmerman hit 385. And then Travis Snyder, a huge week, 5 homers, 8 RBIs, 10 runs, and a 341 average. And Corey Hart, not to be outdone, 3 homers, 11 RBIs, 12 runs, and a 328 average. Mets, just 3 players hit over 300, 3 players hit under 200, including Ian Stewart, who hit 067 with just 1 run and 1 RBI. And then dismal batting averages from Nyjer Morgan, who hit 160, and Lance Berkman, who hit 174. The impressive player for Mets on offense, though, Alex Rodriguez with 5 homers, 14 RBIs, and 8 runs. The rest of the team managed 5 homers combined. And Andrew McCutchen had 13 runs, Jeff Francoeur 8 runs, and a 306 average. Bright spots for the Mets offense. On the pitching side, pitching was an absolute mash unit between these two teams. It was only 5-on-5 on the pitching side. Mets had a good performance from Phil Hughes, 2 wins, 12 Ks, and Billy Wagner with 2 saves and 14 Ks. Scott Kazmir was a letdown, though, just 2 Ks over the 2 weeks with a 7.56 ERA. Cheater's bright spot on the pitching side, Tyler Clippard with 2 wins and 14 Ks. Giovanni Gallardo also chipped in a win and 13 Ks, but then added a 9 ERA for Cheater. So that concludes the 2010 Tucson Toros Yahoo Fantasy Baseball season. Taking a look at the final standings, twice as nice, caps off a very impressive 2010 season with the gold. Jimmy Dugan finishes 2nd overall. 3rd goes to the Grassy Knoll. 4th, AZ Padres in their rookie season comes home 4th, so making the playoffs. Has to be happy with a 4th place finish, considering it's their first season in fantasy baseball. 5th was Waveland and Sheffield. 6th went to Greek Thunder. Probably disappointed with a 6th place result despite going into the playoffs as the 4 seed. 7th, Koufax's Revenge with an impressive season, completing the run through the consolation bracket with a consolation title. 8th goes to Otis and the Drunks in their rookie season. 9th, Derek Lowe equals Cheater finishes about where they finished last year. 10th, the Metropolitan tumbles a great deal from where they finished last season. 11th goes to Hunt, who started out strong and finished out weak. 12th, Tucson's Prettiest, who also started out very strong, but wound up very bad towards the end of the season. And then 13th through 16th, the Androids, Lucky, Woodallas, and Bombers, all with very disappointing seasons. So congratulations once again to Twice as Nice for their 2010 victory. And we hope to see everybody back next season in 2011 for the Yahoo Fantasy Baseball Tucson Toros League. We'll look to see you one more time for baseball with a stat video that I hope to have up later tonight or later this week. So you'll want to check that out, see who posted the best stats, had the best records from the 2010 season. Other than that, this has been Eric, owner of Jimmy Dugan, signing out. Hope to see everybody in 2011.